Hi, if you're in the market for a portable air conditioner and you're not really sure what to go for, then what I've done is I've come up with 10 things to consider before buying a portable air conditioner. Just before I start, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, just give us a quick thumbs up. Anyway, this is in no particular order, but I suppose number one on the list is really important. So I suppose I would put this as one of the main factors to consider before buying a portable air conditioning unit like this. And that's the room size that you want to cool down. Now what you need to do is you need to measure the volume of the room. So once you've measured the volume, then you can start to have a look at different air conditioning units. And as you go into the specification, you'll see that they're normally measured in meter cubed. So that's the whole room. So it's the width, length and the height of the room. Once you've done that, then you get a much better idea as to which model is suitable for that room. I suppose it doesn't really matter if you have one that's slightly too big and it's going to, so for example, if you had one that, for example, was up to 20 meter cubed, but your room size is say 10, then that's not so much of an issue. But the other way around, it wouldn't work as effective as it should do. So what you don't want to do is to buy a really compact one, say buy a small one that's say up to 10 meter cubed, and if you've got a huge room that's say 50 meter cubed, then all you'll find is that it's constantly working and it wouldn't cool the room down as much as you want it to. Now, despite what a lot of people think, what an air conditioning unit will do is it doesn't actually cool the air. What it's trying to do is to actually remove the hot air from that room. Now, a lot of people are buying quite expensive fans and assuming that it's going to cool the room down, and that's not happening at all. Essentially what a fan will do is it will just circulate the air that's within the room. At least with an air conditioning unit like this, then it can actually help to remove the warm air that's within the room. Now, number two on the list, and I suppose this is kind of linked to number one, and that's the cooling capacity, and that's measured in BTUs, or also known as British thermal unit. Now, I must admit I'm not too technical, so I'm not going to try and explain that side of it. But essentially, what will happen is within specification, it will give you a BTU reading. The minimum it needs to be is 7,000 BTUs, and that's suitable for a 37 meter cube room. 9,000 BTUs is suitable for up to around 62 meter cube room. 12,000 BTUs is suitable for 87 meter cube room, and 14,000 BTUs is suitable for around 135 meter cube. So I suppose when it comes to things like the room size, just have a look at either the meter cubed or even the meter square, because most rooms, especially in the UK, tend to be around 2.4, 2.5 metres. But really, I suppose number one, number two are really important to have a look at before you buy the aircon unit. Number three, how energy efficient is it? Now, here in the UK, energy prices soared through the roof, I say 24 months ago. So people are very energy conscious, or they're very conscious of how much appliances are costing to run. It's something that we're talking about day in, day out. And aircon units are not exempt from that. So when it comes to buying it, have a look at this. This is the energy label. And what you'll find on this unit, so this is a model that I reviewed recently. This is an Hygienix model, and it's actually got the cooling and it's got the heating side. So it will show you the different energy ratings. And on this one, for the cooling, it's an A energy rating. So overall, not too bad. It does go up to an A triple plus, so it could be a little bit better. But have a look to see how much it's going to cost, and have a look at that number. That's the really important one, 0.9 kilowatt hours for every 60 minutes of use. So if it's going to be on for 60 minutes, then this model here will consume around 0.9 kilowatt hours of energy. Number four, the noise level, as to how noisy it's going to be while it's in operation. Now, personally, I think that's a really important thing to think about, because what you don't want to do is if you've got this on, say, in the same room that you're going to be sleeping in, then you don't want it to be too noisy. So on the whole, they tend to go between, I'd say, around 50 to 75 decibels. This one just behind me, just show you that, so it's almost bang in the middle. That's at 65 decibels, so that's not too bad. But have a look for one that is going to be pretty quiet, especially if it's going to be in a room that you're either working in or just relaxing in or sleeping in. Number 5, does the air conditioning unit need an external vent? Now the majority of them probably will do, so it should look something like this. It will come with a vent hose, which is, this one is semi-flexible, but really the idea of that is that it will connect to the back of the aircon unit and then go out a window or an external vent of some kind. So just have a look to see if it needs that. If you live, say, in a flat, say a block of flats, then sometimes you might not be able to use that. So there's no point buying something like this if you're not got any windows that open, because all you'll find is that it will just be recirculating the cold and the warm air within the room, so it's not going to work as well as it should do. Also, just have a look to see if the unit it comes with things like a window vent. Now that's normally something that on most decent models it should be included, especially if you're going to vent it through the window, but all that does is that just helps to seal the pipe up to the window, and it just helps to seal around it so that none of the warm air that you just sent outside is coming back into the room. Number 6, what other functions has the portable aircon unit got? As in, will it heat the room as well? Has it got a dehumidifier? Has it just got a fan? I must admit, this one that I've talked about recently it's like a 4-in-1 unit. Sometimes by buying something like this, where you've got extra functionality on it, can save you having to buy other devices in the future. So if you're thinking, well, okay, during the summer I want it to cool, and then during the winter I want to buy a heater, rather than buying several different products, then why not buy everything in one? Number 7, when we talk about it being a portable air conditioner, how portable is it? I know it sounds quite odd, and it's probably not the sort of thing you're going to be thinking about before buying this kind of product, but how easy is it to move around? I have seen some of the market where they've just got feet underneath, but all I will normally say is that this unit, I'm not going to lie, is actually pretty heavy. Lifting it up here and then having to lift it back down, there's quite a weight to it. So on this one, it's just got wheels underneath, it's got casters, so if you're having to move it around, it's dead easy. Also, it's got a couple of handles on the side, so moving this one around is really easy. But that's really the next thing to consider. How portable is it? Number 8, has it got a remote control, and is the unit programmable? Now, having a remote control can be really useful, I suppose. If you were, for example, in bed, and if you just wanted to switch the unit on or off, then just having that functionality is really good. I suppose we're used to remote controls by now. You will find that some products have Wi-Fi built in, so you could do things from your phone. But the main thing for me is the programmability of it, as in, do you have the option to get the unit to switch on and then switch off? I suppose getting it to switch off can be really useful. If you, say, wanted it to switch off when you go to sleep, so have it on for a couple of hours, then just get it switch off. That's normally really good. Also, the other way around, if you wanted to cool the room down, say 2 hours before you wanted to get home from work, then rather than turn it on when you get home, then a lot of models have the option to turn it on and then cool the room down, and then by the time you get back, it's already cool for you, which is a fantastic idea. Number 9 is the size of the unit. Now again, for some people it's something you're not really thinking about, but as with this, as you can see, it's not a small unit. You know, overall it's quite big, and if you live in quite a small apartment, or if you're putting it into a room that isn't that big, then the size of the unit really needs to be taken into consideration. Now number 10, and when I ever do these guides, it's normally the last thing on the list, and that's the price of the aircon unit. Now all I would say is price, I suppose for a lot of people will be key, and it's probably one of the main factors before looking at something like this. But all I would normally say, and the reason I put price in there, because price is always important, but I would always want people to have a look at the specification almost before the price. So there's no point spending your hard-earned money on a unit that is too small for the room, because it's not going to cool the room down properly, and essentially that's completely wasting the money. So I'd always recommend just comparing different models. I know it takes a bit of time to do the research, but hopefully you'll find something that will be suitable for what you need. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the 10 things to consider before buying a portable air conditioner like this. All I'd normally say is please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just give us a quick thumbs up, click subscribe and leave any comments below. I do always ask for comments, whether it's good or bad about the video. I suppose there's quite a few things to consider before buying an aircon unit like this, but I view those things as being pretty important. If there's something that I've missed out, if you think I should have put something else in the list, then let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.